Hi there guys, and welcome back to another video. Going to get started on this one pretty quick with one of the first of the 99s being attack. Grabbed myself obviously just a hammer from doing the Slayer task and decided, you know what, I'll use that to just get 99. So now the last melee stat to get up to 99 is going to be defense, which I think is most people's normal one. Obviously bursting tasks are hopefully going to help out with that. So we popped on over to the Warriors Guild to grab the skill cape for attack. Obviously the perk of this one is unlimited tokens, I think, in here, so I can get as many defenders as I want. So that means I might go back and get a bunch of dragon defenders just for, you know, using in the wilderness or something like that. But, you know, time will tell on that and see what we do. So up next is just going to be a few Slayer drops. Been trying to put off doing rune crafting really because I wanted to do a bit of that, and every time I do it for a few hours, I then decide, you know what, I need like a day's break doing a good bit of Slayer. And I seem to keep getting a bunch of Abyssal Demon tasks, and doing a full Sire task just seems to take forever. So I've just been blasting it out in the catacombs. Managed to pick myself up a spare whip, which will go really well with something that comes up later in this video. I did get a Jad task, and because I have a fire cape, I don't really feel the need until I get maybe some better, you know, range equipment of going back and getting more capes, because it's just basically to gamble the cape for the pet, and I'm really not that interested in doing that right now. I want to try and get some obsidian armor, and unfortunately I did grab a piece. It was just the one piece that isn't really that helpful, being the plate body, as I obviously have the torso, so if I'd have got the legs that would have been a little bit better. Now, another 99 coming up is going to be 99 magic. So 2, you know, combat stats now maxed out. So that's pretty good. It'll give me the 5 spell swaps a day if I do need them while I'm out and about, which I can't see a reason why I'm going to need that, as I do have the full altar in the house. So I can obviously then just completely change to whatever spellbook I need to be on there and then. I could use it for some alching possibly, but I'll wait and see what I can do with it. But it is just another 99, and I can put the cape into the little bank tab that's going up more and more, so it gets me over halfway to max now. Now, the other big thing that I got as a task for the first time since the beginning of this year, so January, was a Kraken task. I haven't had one in since I last put it into a video, so, you know, one of the first few episodes. And I needed to just get an uncharged trident for my teammate, as we currently only had the one trident, just the one that I got from killing the boss, because I didn't realise the uncharged one came at a much higher rate. So I got that in the first few kills, and then decided, well, you know, I've got the rest of the task. The drops from Kraken are pretty good money. There's antidotes, there's some planks, orbs, a variety of helpful things. So I'll just go back there and hopefully try and pull out the rest of the items that I need, as well as maybe even the pet, considering I already have the jar.
Combat task?
There was a few combat tasks that I needed to complete, most of them being around the private room entry. So I just took blood spells with me and made my trips last as long as possible, just so that I could complete those 2 tasks, just so I could get the combat achievements greened out for Kraken, as it is a fairly reclined and relaxed boss, especially when you pay for the private instance, 25k a time. Let the sharks stack up on the ground. Now, as I said earlier, got that whip, got myself a Kraken tentacle now. That's the first one across any of our accounts, so I'll be able to now use that and get obviously my best in slot sort of slash weapon, and have something to recharge it with after that. So that'll be something that I'll pull out for doing specific bosses, maybe even going into some raiding, because obviously get that poison chance, as well as it just being slightly better than the whip. Not a huge improvement, but it's still something, and obviously getting whips is probably just going to be, they should flow through eventually enough to maintain making that Kraken tentacle useful in the long term. Now, again, I managed to pull a trident until he's full. I just got the uncharged trident, obviously, you know, at this point an hour or so before, and then managed to pull a full one. So we now have 3 tridents overall, so I'll be able to obviously put those into the shared storage for everyone in our group to have a trident, or have a spare one if I go back to Zulrah and get a magic fang or something like that to turn it into a toxic trident of the swamp. The maintenance though is kind of hampering on my death runes when doing all these tasks. As although I did 500 KC berries, I am starting to run low, sort of under 10k now. But that was the final combat task there, the master task, killing 100 of the Kraken in a privately rented instance. Now all of those you saw was about 600 KC. I got another large task. I think I've got the maximum from Duradel, and then I've been using the Bracelets of Slaughter to extend the tasks, just because, you know, the resources are pretty good from the Kraken. What I wasn't expecting though is on KC 947 to pull the pet Kraken. It's a very, very common pet. I'm sure everybody knows it's a very common pet, but it has a little Christmas hat. Looks great at the moment, obviously being in the festive mood. And I couldn't complain with getting it. It was a nice Christmas present for me. Obviously, I hope everyone watching has had a good Christmas and preparing for the new year. But yeah, so that's me green-logged Kraken at 947 KC. I am tempted to continue doing it. I don't know if it's worth it, or if I should just put it on a block list or something like that, or skip the tasks. But I enjoy the boss. It's very reclined, and you know, whatever, I'll keep going. Now, as I said in the last video, I've been doing a lot of wood cutting, so that has gained me several clue scrolls, as you can see on screen now. So I'm just opening a bunch of those, hoping for a bunch of collection logs. Obviously not getting much done. I have a very few in the beginner left, and the easy is coming along. It's not great, but it's coming along. The medium, obviously, I am kind of on the hunt for ranges, but not intently hunting for it, because obviously hoping eventually through Cerberus I'll get the Pegasian Crystal, that now being the last one that I need. So hopefully I can grab that, and then I'll have the full set of boots, and then obviously it's just if I can get any duplicates. Then I'm obviously rebuilding this stack up now. I've got a bunch more clue scrolls for the next couple of videos. They seem to stack up pretty fast, and I don't know what it is, but I definitely prefer stacking them up like this rather than just opening them as I'm getting them. I think it's a lot more fun to do it this way, but I'm not going to make any complaints. A lot of valuable items, a lot of alcohols, pages for various books, and lots of different things. Pull ourselves another set of chaps. I think that's my third set of chaps maybe overall, so everyone now has a set of those. So no complaints from me whatsoever. Unfortunately, on 296 hard clues, I did hit the mega rare drop table, getting noted superset, which is very unfortunate. As obviously everyone knows, that is the same rarity as getting onto the third age drop table. As you can see now, getting 300 hard clue scrolls completed, so I've unlocked the Yuri transform reward, which is not too bad. I'm hoping that I can push up trying to get some of these other clue scroll rewards for doing obviously a certain amount. Obviously once I've got those in sort of the beginner, hopefully once I've greened it, I'll stop doing those, because obviously they are kind of useless, and I'm trying to remember to turn in to get master clues, but I can't complete very many of them, but I am trying my best to complete as many as possible. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode, so until next time.